Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct here on a Monday night. It's May the 19th, 2025, 7 o'clock out here in the East, man. Another great weekend of sports, man. It really was from Friday to yesterday, man. And a lot of the good news when it comes to the world of sports. I'm glad I'm here today to bring it to you. But before we start, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the notifications. And for those that's listening under the sound of my voice, y'all know what to do. Give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star review. And love us or hate us, we want to know, whether it be on the podcast side, on the YouTube. And some of y'all this weekend have let us know both. And we appreciate both.
I love you.
We love you regardless. We love you regardless. D-Dubs, what's up? How are you doing tonight, sir? What's going on?
Yo, what's good, man? Monday night, good sports weekend. Yo, shout out to the Preakness journalism.
Yeah, journalism won.
Journalism was a hell of, yo, man. That horse was like way back, and I mean, just breeze past homie that was in front.
Thanks, man. The mob.
Yeah. What's that? The mob.
Yes.
It was good though. Good. It was good. And I'm not even on it like that. So you know.
Yo, real quick though. So what you guys talking about? Well, I mean, I was, busy in some things. Take care of some things. So what hate we got? What we talking about? What happened this weekend, man?
Hey, we'll dive into that here and just.
I want to hear what's going on.
Yeah, because that's probably the number one. What's on the docket for the main man? What you got, main man? Go ahead.
I wanted to start off with D first. Let's get him off the ledge here first. Let's talk about his main man here. Getting that money, getting that cash.
Whoa.
Yeah, his main man. That's right. You said it right. the one he didn't want to pay nobody. But go ahead.
Yo, we'll see.
We ain't paying him 50 mil. No.
We paid him 265 mil. So
From CBS Sports, and this is Jared Dubin. This is on May 16th, the other day. Brock Purdy, he signs a $265 million deal. He's guaranteed $181 million. His annual salary will be $53. He will be the seventh highest quarterback paid, tied for the seventh, man. Purdy's journey, he was drafted 262nd overall, Mr. Irrelevant. He is a career record as a starter of 23-13. Career stats, 9,518 passing yards, 64 TDs, 27 interceptions, 67.5 completion rate.
How many?
What? Interceptions or completion?
Yeah.
67.5 completion rate.
Yeah, 27 interceptions.
27 interceptions.
Yeah, the man in the back can't hear it. Say it again. 27.
Yeah. 27. Okay.
27 for the man in the back.
I want to put that out there because I'm gonna bring up something with that.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay, so let me cook here a little bit. Some of the team strategy, according to the article, this was crazy right here. The 49ers released 8 starters to accommodate Purdy's contract. Some of the notable departures, we had Samuels, and you had what's that? Banks. And hey,
that ain't it, man.
Yeah, well, I just only named 2. And Shanahan emphasized the need for certainty when it comes to the quarterback position financially. That is what he said. So, DA, you go ahead. This is your team.
What are we being certain of? That we wasting money? Is that what we're being certain of? Listen, go ask the Jaguars who gave their guy $50 million. If you're not worth it, you're not worth it. I'm not saying that doesn't mean you're a bad quarterback. It doesn't mean I want to cut you. It just means you're not worth $53 million. I do understand it's the going rate, but like that doesn't work in real life. And maybe that's why I can't deal with it, because in real life, it don't go that way for me. To say, okay, well, look, man, You went to this store and the steak is $40 a pound. Well, that's the going rate. I guess I'm going to pay $40 a pound.
Instead of
I ain't gonna buy no goddamn steak. I'm gonna find something else to eat. Okay. That's all. I keep telling y'all that if you look back over the numbers, man, we have to say one thing, right? So this is one thing that folks always say. Look at all the games he won. He ain't win a damn thing. I had a coach in high school told me it takes 11 men doing everything absolutely perfect to move the ball 1 yard. So what I'm saying is, until I see those Tom Brady type things where you came on and saved the day and you did that, you did the other, don't miss me with that, man. You can miss me with that because he hasn't come back and won but one game in 3 years from a comeback situation. So he's not the one that's, yo, follow me, guys, we're going. No. He's just on the bus. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, guys, and definitely for an organization. Definitely for an organization. You want to milk it, right? So would the Seattle Seahawks be in a better position from a team perspective with the Legion of Doom had they just gave Russell all that money after 2 years?
Well,
no, they wouldn't have. That's why they let Russell play out his contract before they gave him more money. They wanted to make sure that Russell could cook before they let go of half of that damn defense. So we'll see now. And I love my Niners. I can't go nowhere. I ride with them bad or good. So if they're bad, I'll just be here sad sack.
So D, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
If you didn't sign them, what is your other options? If you said you don't want to pay that type of money.
Pretty simple.
What are you going to do? Anybody than Purdy for the 50?
Listen, no, we're not giving out the 50. Nobody gets the 50.
So you don't. It doesn't matter. Okay, I got you.
Yes. So if we look at their history, we can all say I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. So
no, we're not saying
I'm talking about my other man, Jimmy G. I'm not saying he was a bad quarterback, but he's sure enough by nobody's account was a great quarterback.
Okay.
And may I say to the court, the ladies and gentlemen of the court, did the Niners go to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yes.
Were we ahead in the game with Jimmy Garoppolo?
That's a fact.
Okay. All right. There you go. Now, for the $56 million question, did the Niners go to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Okay. Were we ahead with Brock Purdy?
I believe, if I can
remember.
Yeah. I believe.
So my what I pose to you, ladies and gentlemen of the court, and my Ben Stone
Law and Order.
Seasons 1, 2, and 3 only. What's the difference besides the $56 million? The reason we could put the team around Purdy was because we would not pay Jimmy G. And if that's how your process goes, you can't change the process because everybody tells you this kid's a great quarterback. He may well be a great quarterback, but it took Tom Brady to be a great quarterback before people started saying he was a great quarterback. 6th-round draft pick. And they didn't throw no money at him till he got to the end of his contract.
Right.
So giving them this kid that money early, as Mr. Host, the boss man, Kevin Kev said, we let go of 8 players in free agency, man, because we're not going to be able to afford them because we gave him the money. So if he flops, and we got 8 less players. So I hope he don't flop, and I hope he turns into Joe Montana.
Wow.
Because that's what you
Well, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying because we've seen this before. You pay all. You pay. You put all your chips, and you push them in for this guy, and you don't have nothing else around him. Yeah, I think the Niners are going to be in trouble.
Well, we got the easiest schedule, so this is what will help us.
Yes,
we have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year, so that's going to make it a little bit better, right? But we can go, and I'm not disrespecting them at all, because I tell dudes, get your paper. So when Dak Prescott got his money, they couldn't pay anybody else, and the team was woefully bad, right? So they can play not many when the dude's getting 50. Dak is still in the top 2 or 3 paid quarterbacks in the league now. So the point I make is that's why you want guys that you're paying that kind of money, they have to gloss over and kind of be the gorilla glue for the rest of the team, because you don't have those guys anymore. You don't have the Debo. You don't have this. You don't have that, because you're paying this guy. And until there's an NFL quarterback salary cap, this is where all teams will lie. And we know this. We've already discussed that. So we belabored that point, and I'm not going to get into it. But don't pay nobody you ain't supposed to pay. And I'm hoping that Shanahan is on point with his decision, and it wasn't made by, outside forces, because it's a great story. He was Mr. Irrelevant. Now look, because to me, until you win a Super Bowl, you're still rather irrelevant. So, go ahead. So if dude from Washington comes along and start winning the Super Bowl, then what happens?
Talking about Jaden Daniels, yeah.
Yeah. Or Hurts and the Eagles continue to win Super Bowls. And, Brock Purdy it was just hard there in the NFC. He couldn't get any. No, man. Not at $53 million. There are no excuses when you're taking 1/3 of the team's salary. And I don't care how much it went up this year. It'll still equate to about 1/3 of the salary. So that's it for me. I'm done with it.
Well, let me tell you, Kev, some outlets have the Niners going to be like middle of the road, 14th, 15th ranked going into the season.
For $53 million, that's what we're doing.
That's still
some have them as high as 8, 9. So
is that good for 53? Okay, 8, 9. Are the Steelers paying somebody $53 million this year? And I'm guaranteeing you,
Steelers
they'll be somewhere.
Still waiting for a phone call back.
Listen, they will run the ball every play like they're playing the wing tee this season. They'll do whatever they got to do to win games. So my point is, listen, maybe that's what we have to do.
Okay. Let me get to some better news for you.
Man, turn that around, man. Go into defense.
Fred Warner, he agreed to a 3-year deal, $63 million contract. This is from Yahoo Sports. This was a couple hours ago.
We let go of Greenlaw because we had to pay Purdy.
Record-breaking deal. Fred Warner, the San Francisco 49ers, 4-time All-Pro linebacker, has reportedly agreed to a 3-year, $63 million contract extension. This deal makes him the highest paid linebacker in NFL history, surpassing Roquan Smith's previous record. The extension averages $21 million per year, reflecting Warner's elite status and consistent performances on the field. He was drafted in the 3rd round 2018. Warner has become a cornerstone of the Niners defense, known for his leadership, tackling prowess, and coverage skills. The contract underscores the 49ers' commitment to retaining key defensive talent as they aim for continued success in the upcoming season. Go ahead, DA.
So the Niners, right? Patrick Peterson, Patrick Willis, LeVar Bowman, right? You got two. It was Warner and Greenlaw. They let go of Greenlaw because they had to pay Purdy. Thank you, Michael. Purdy got the bag. Can't pay players, man. And I know Green. You probably could have negotiated something with Greenlaw because he was hurt. But nope. They let him jump in free agency because they know they couldn't hold it down. They knew they couldn't come nowhere near what he was asking for. I'm telling you, man, it's not a good day in 9/11. Wasn't a good weekend.
I could tell.
Yeah. I thought I could smooth it up with this Fred Warner, but I get what you're saying, man. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. Let me go to some other news here from Yahoo Sports again. Go ahead.
Okay. You want the plus? What's the plus minus on the Super Bowl for the Niners to go to the Super Bowl? That it's got it at
on that. Yes,
plus 1,800. Yeah, plus
4,006.
Yeah. Oh. I seen another one plus 2,000. So I got like a 4.5% chance of
that's what we get. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I didn't make it much better. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ken.
Boys and girls. Well, I mean, this is going to be DA's his cry rally this year. $56 million. That's what he's going to say. After every loss, $56 million. He's going to be like, Kev, I got nothing else to say. $56 million. You heard me right here.
Actually, I'm gonna get a $56 million sign to put up behind me. A $56
Give him
million
a T-shirt though. 56.
Yeah, like Lawrence
Taylor. 56.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh,
there was a reason why he was drafted last, man. And I don't know what the hell is the problem with that. You're a professional athlete, but there is a reason why you were drafted last, man.
Let me move
as
on
we saw with everyone saying this year that it's not a conspiracy against Sajor, right? This is just what it is. This is where you belong.
Yep.
All right, next sport.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yankees won.
No, I'm still in the NFL vein here. And this is from Yahoo Sports, of course. And the NFL owners to vote on playoff reseeding proposal and the Tush Push. The proposal origin introduced by the Detroit Lions. Division winners are guaranteed higher seeds, even if their records are worse than wildcard teams. Proposed change: seed team based solely on regular season records, regardless of division titles. Enhance fairness of rewarding teams with better performance over the season. Potentially impact could significantly alter playoff matches and dynamics. Now, and also, so let's tackle this first before we get to the Tush Push. The Lions, who had home field advantage, right? So they're crying because they had to face the Commanders. Well, it shouldn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. You was the best team.
Yeah. So you got home field advantage. Beat the team that's there at home, and don't give up 1,000 yards of offense, and you'll probably win. I'm being very facetious there, but
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Go ahead, D.
I don't think that works. What the Lions want to do, because every division plays a different schedule, right?
Correct.
So if your division plays an easier schedule, right, and you win more games, but that's your whole division, and you end up second in your division or third in your division, but you won a lot of games. And the Lions played, just give them a hard division, the AFC North, right? So it was the NFC North against the AFC North. So they were hard teams on both sides, right? And they have a worse record overall, but they won their division. It still doesn't matter because you get the home field. I'm not sure what they want other than to get there and win the game. So there are always going to be teams that have 100% more wins than you because they play a schedule that, if you got the NFC South, which may only have one really good team this year, one good team at all this year, which would be Tampa Bay, as they did last year, right? Because Carolina probably not going to be that good. The Saints are probably not going to be that good, and Atlanta may not be that good. So your division from the AFC, whatever it is, you're going to be up 2 games, essentially, because you're playing against a bad division. So, if it's the NFC East, yeah, the Jets may win 10, 11 games this year. I don't know who it is, but the Jets may win 10 games. Miami may win 10 games, and Buffalo may win 10 games. And you playing for the Detroit, you may only win 9 games, but you win your division. Well, you're the division winner. You're still going to get home field against somebody,
Right? Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the ask is. Maybe we don't understand it, but I'm not sure what the ask is.
It sounds like the Lions want an easier.
Well, how much easier? I mean,
easier path. It's from what I'm gathering of it, right? They're saying, Washington being how they finished, or I don't have their record in front of me, right?
That is not my fault that Washington played well. You can't penalize somebody for playing well. And
you play the schedule that's given to you.
That's it.
And you beat the teams who you're supposed to beat. And if you don't give up 1,000 yards worth of offense, you'll probably win.
Yeah, I don't understand what we're talking about. I thought it was talking about something else, but no, this is foolishness. Leave it alone.
And
Lions, you lost. You had home field, and you didn't take care of it. Period.
Yeah. That's scarcity, man. You only get 1 game to play. Yeah. You don't get 7 games.
This isn't much to do about nothing. There's really, I don't know why the NFL is even entertaining the story.
It should just go to, like, they look at it, Lions, stop it, man, get thrown out. But I guess they're going to entertain. Let me go on to the other proposal. The Tush Push, a quarterback sneak, was where teammates pushed the quarterback forward to gain short yardage. Newly used by the Philadelphia Eagles. This was submitted by the Packers, and they said concerns safety issues and perceived unfair advantage. Coaches like Mike Tomlin, Andy Reid, and Sean McDermott have cited injury concerns. Opposition players like Saquon Barkley argue it's a matter of execution, not unfairness. And they say the votes was tabulated in April, expected to be revisited in this upcoming May meeting. Right. I agree.
They said they didn't present enough evidence, real evidence, because guys are like, this is football, period, from like 1914 to 1950 something. This is all it was one big
scrum.
Tush push. Yeah, it was a scrum. Yeah. And because they didn't throw the ball.
No,
so it doesn't
call me naive, man. Yeah. It's tush push. Isn't this the same thing as like a tug of war? So like when we line up, one side line up can push back, right? It's like this, right? Like,
yeah, low man wins, man. This is
so whoever gets lower could possibly win, right?
Linemen are not, they're not cutting at the knees. Evidently, it works, right? Because they Kansas City cut off. Buffalo tried to do the tush push and ain't work. So
nope,
you can stop.
You can stop it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is, I don't know what we talk. I mean, just because it wins from time to time, and sometimes it loses sometimes. I mean,
if you were smart, man, you would find four big, refrigerator carry dudes, and they nothing all game. But when you play Philly, let's hope Dallas or Washington, I got 4 big
I need this
dudes,
package. I need
just on the team. They sit there on the sideline like that movie, just eat. When everybody else playing, they're sitting there on the sideline eating food. And when they see that Tush Push come in,
what's the package? The package is called dump truck. That's the package. Dump truck, get out.
Right? We just gotta call timeout though, because they're not gonna run out there. They're probably walking out there phoning.
Right,
smoking cigarettes. Yeah. They get down there and they not moving, bro. Grady Jackson. What was that dude? He's played for what's the dude's name? He's played for the Green Bay Packers. Big old dude, B. Wolford. You get 4 of those dudes on your team. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing else though. You put them in there for that play, they'll stop it every time.
You got one job to do. That's it. That's your job.
That's it, bro. And if you don't do it, No McDonald's for you.
No McDonald's for you.
Yeah, this is another one that I think, much to do about nothing. You figure it out. Figure out how to stop the team. That's it.
Yeah,
instead of crying, whining, and crying.
Sometimes the NFL gets on me, man. You guys get paid millions of dollars to stop the damn thing, and all you can do is look to complain to the bosses, tell them to stop. What's all this?
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
Creative defensive mind. You what? Man.
Yeah.
Jump over. Everybody's low.
100% D.
Jump over the top. Hit. That's it. You do that enough, they'll stop doing it to your team. So that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let me move on to baseball. Baseball. Somebody got packed up on this weekend. Brandon Hyde, the Baltimore Orioles now former manager, after a 15-28 start, he was let go by the Baltimore Orioles. And all of my baseball people, hey, the Baltimore Orioles, man, they were supposed to, first of all, when they got swept last postseason against Kansas City, right? And they had a very good season. And then this year, they supposed to bounce back. Their pitching is in shambles. They're hitting sparingly. But let me just go on to a reason why they let go of Mr. Hyde. So the Orioles made a managerial change. They dismissed manager Brandon Hyde following his 15-28 start of the 2025 season. The interim appointment goes to Tony Masolino, has been appointed to the interim manager. Some of the other changes: field coordinator and catcher instructor Tim Cousins was also relieved of his duties. Hyde was hired in 2019 season, led the Orioles through a significant rebuild, culminating in a 101 season and AL East championship in 2023. Performance decline. Despite previous successes, the team's performance declined, leading to a disappointing start in 2025. General manager Mike Elias, acknowledged the team's poor start and emphasized the need for change. Owner David Rubenstein expressed gratitude for Hyde's contribution, but agreed that a new direction was necessary. The Orioles pitching staff has struggled mightily. I said that earlier, with a team ERA of 5. And I know I say 5-star review, but this is baseball.
5.5. Yeah,
5.31 ERA, ranking 28th in the MLB. The offense has also underperformed, contributed to the team's challenges. This marks the first time since 2002 that the 3 MLB managers, and I was about to say this, have been dismissed before June, with Hyde joining the ranks of the recently fired manager. So you have my man in Pittsburgh, and who else was let go? Who was the other person was let
Colorado?
go? Yes, Colorado. Colorado, who still only got won 9 games. Yeah. And I'm gonna do a little thing on Colorado, man. That's awful what's going on there, man.
No, it's not. Not if you're going there to drink.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but right. So what we gotta do, right? Vote with your dollars, and people in Denver continue to support the team, man. I'm looking at. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
$2 Hennessy's, Kev.
Coming right up.
I don't drink, but when I asking for a friend, I'm just ordering for a friend of mine.
Well, that's how the ballpark sounds. Yeah. Coming right up. So
there you go.
I'm watching the Reds. I got on the big screen here. I got the Reds and the Pirates on there, and
the Reds
very few.
Reds to be next. So. I just want them to develop my man De La Cruz for when he gets to playing shortstop for the Yankees. So.
Oh, so De La Cruz to the Yankees and Skeens to the Yankees?
I hope so. Then the evil empire is back. So
I know, right?
Yeah.
D-Dub, your thoughts on
man, I ain't got no thoughts about this, man. Baltimore's what is it? Colorado and Baltimore, is that was 2 stories mixed up, or
no? So I just said
Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore's doing bad, man. They're not looking too hot. So I don't know what happened on the reversal. Why they moving backwards? But
it's hard. They got the same from last year.
Yeah, same dudes, and it was good the last 2 years. Baltimore was putting in work. So I don't not exactly sure, but it's part of the game here, I guess.
I checked the injury report and I didn't see anything jump out on me. So I couldn't tell you why they're not playing well, because they played well. They were a good team last year. They had a bunch of dudes, man. They ran the bases well. They got connected.
It was young. They fast.
I just could never tell why or how a manager impacts that. Is everybody slumping at the same time? I'm not sure what it is. So sorry to see that, though. To be honest with you, sorry to see that.
Since we're on the baseball tip, let's just dive into the this was rivalry week by the way, to those that don't know in baseball. Baseball is trying to do this thing where they have rivalry weekend. So you pretty much saw all the so-called location rivalries, geographical rivalries, or set rivalries. So you had the Yankees and the Mets, and I'll just start there. Good series by both the Yankees and the Mets. Yankees wound up winning the series 2-1. And Max Fried, man, quietly said, man, he has made us forget about what's his name, man.
Yeah.
What's his name, right? What's Cole?
Yeah, Cole. Yeah, we don't forgot about Cole.
What's his name? That guy.
That guy coming there and got an ERA. Under
I got you. He's
under 2.
1.15. That's his ERA. Excuse me. No, 2.96. I'm sorry. That was his whip. No, hold on. Let's see. His ERA is 1.29. Oh. Yes, that's right. I was doing his career. There you go. 1.29. He has absolutely made us. Yeah, Cole, right?
The other guy they were paying a lot of money to. That guy.
But what did we say before the season started? Right, it was a bummer. Like when we heard that Cole got placed on IR.
Yep.
And we was like, damn. And then we say, well, usually sometimes somebody usually steps up, and I'll be damned.
But Max Fried was good in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is not surprising. He's 6-0. You know what I'm saying? He just keeps on trucking along. Yo, I don't know if y'all saw it. Did you see the pitch where he struck out Soto? Pretty much froze Soto.
Nasty curve.
It was almost
had him looking like Dave Kingman.
Oh no, D. This looked like the Carlos Beltran when he
didn't
with the Mets
swing, but he broke.
Left the bat on the shoulders, buddy.
Hard.
He was like this.
Shout out.
That was a nasty curve.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Max Fried. Shout out to the Yankees, man. But the Mets is go ahead.
They're a good team too. They're number one in their division where they're at. They're playing very well. Great team. They got good pitching. They're really balanced. You didn't think it would be. With the dollar spent, usually it's a little either one side or the other. But I think they're really great. Is that Mike? You were right. I told dudes. Cody Bellinger is an MFR. That boy can swing that. He's nice with his. Man. Bellinger's nice. And he had one of the most beautiful swings. Go ahead.
And it fits that ballpark.
Yeah,
310. Was it 314 down the right field line?
15.
Yeah, hit the grand slam yesterday.
Yeah, 15 yards. Because it's not the Yankee Stadium we went to when we were kids. So yeah.
So So I know we're dabbling in baseball. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to baseball. I just saw something that triggered me since we're talking about trigger, right? Let me do this. No, I saw something on TikTok the other day where this guy, I forgot the guy's name, but it was the most dumbest take ever. And he goes along to say, "Hey,
every day on the internet."
And I gotta probably stop watching it myself. The guy goes on to say, he says, "Hey, why doesn't MLB have relegated outfield walls just like how the NFL and the NBA and the NHL with their rinks and their courts and their stuff like that?" And you could tell he was just a casual fan, right? You know, he doesn't understand the intricacies when MLB just started back in the early 1900s. Most of the ballparks, or if you go to the Bronx, you go to Chicago, you go to Fenway Park, they was in the middle of communities. So that's why you got these odd dimensions, right? You know, Yankees, the old Yankee Stadium, the first version of it, they actually had the monuments out in the playing field.
Yeah, Monument Park.
You know,
Really
so
Park.
it really infuriates me when I hear people saying, "Oh, why can't they just make it just the same all the way around and all that?" Well, that's not the charm of baseball. Go ahead, DA.
And it's a weapon for teams, man. Like, it's the ultimate weapon to teams. Left-handed hitters do well here. Right-handed hitters do well here. Great hitters do well everywhere, right? And that's kind of what it is, right? And so every team is going to have great lefties and great righties, and, you know, certain type of pitchers will do well in some parts. And, you know, it kind of puts the brains into pulling together a roster for a team. So it's just like getting the five biggest, fastest guys. It's guys that fit where you play at. And that's why baseball players, at least at a time when we were young, it was very common to see dudes, even after the Kurt Flood free agency suit, for guys to stay on teams 10, 15, 20 years because they were comfortable there. But when we say comfortable, not meaning that, you know, you're comfortable living on Riverside Drive in New York. You're comfortable because the game was comfortable there. You know, you hit better. You could see the ball, catch the ball out of the pitcher's hand better there. So, you know, there's a lot of, you know, because it is what they call those things, habitual and luck, and there's so many things that play into baseball that make it the hardest sport to play. That, hey, sometimes you need, you can see the ball coming off a lefty's hand better here, or those things that if you don't love baseball, you probably will never think about. And just to piggyback to you, Kev, with something, I don't like this rivalry thing because they're not like the Angels and the Dodgers don't have a rivalry. They don't.
Man, you were about to get into my segment I got coming on a few minutes later, but go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes,
no, go ahead. That's yours.
No. Talk about the rivalry.
They don't have. What is a rivalry? They're two opponents that have played each other over history that have something to lose on each side most times, every time they play.
And a rivalry can't be one
in New York,
correct? A rivalry can't be one side. Like, you know, another team can be pounding on the next team. That's not a rivalry. That's just a beatdown every time you play them.
That's a beatdown. It doesn't make sense, right? So when the Yankees and Mets play, which I guess if you're not from the city of New York, you don't understand. When we play each other, it's not just for winning for the American League or National League or for the Yankees it's the city. It's bragging rights. It's what you're talking about. You know, when you see a dude with a Mets hat on, you got your Yankee hat on. Yeah. You know, that's what it is. You know, it's not just the stats. No, those are not. That's why I think we have the only rivalry. I mean, I think it couldn't be like the Cubs and the White Sox don't have a rivalry. The White Sox are all bad and a bit better. That's not a rivalry, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, right. I know what MLB is trying to do, but it's not organic, and it's probably going to hurt guys like us that like to see the Mets and Yankees play. So, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're going to take it away because we'll be the only real rivalry. Like, so St. Louis and Kansas City. That could probably be a from on the field rivalry pretty good, but in the state, it's not a lot of beef in the state. Like, they don't beef in the state.
Well, they play. Well, you can play off that they did play in the World Series. What was that? Once upon a time. Yeah. But I get what MLB is trying to do, and you know, shout out to Manfred. You know, I like what some of the things Manfred has done with baseball within the last couple of years. I like the pitch clock, pitch clock because these guys are standing in the box. They're doing the Mike Hargrove human rain.
Yeah, that was good though. Yeah.
If you youngest don't know who Mike Hargrove, just to Google him and just Google a video of him of how long he would take to get in the batter's box. It was ridiculous. Then he went on to coach manage the Indians too.
That's the
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. He was the coach of the Indians. He's the manager of the Indians.
Yeah, manager of the Indians, man. So but to circle back around to that thing, hey, my guy, I think you know what I'm talking about, man. Hey, man, there's a reason why baseball, the dimensions are different and that they're not all standardized like how ice is standardized in hockey and the court is standardized in basketball and how the football field is standardized in the NFL and all that stuff. There's a reason why. So, sir, I need you to do your research. I need you to do your homework and stop doing those stupid. Was it 30 minutes late? Yeah, it's 30 minutes. Stop doing those stupid ass hot takes of that. And either you like baseball or you don't.
That's it.
That's just it. Like DA says, DA, you made the perfect thing about hockey that time when you said, what did you say about hockey? You said hockey to the point is people that like hockey, it's almost like not grassroots. You said like underground rap to that.
Yeah. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
No need to poo-poo on it or whatever. Move on. Yeah, shout out to Mike Bristol watching too. Yeah, Soto didn't have a good weekend in the Bronx. He was 1 for 10 this weekend.
1 for 10.
1 for 10, man. So I know
living in the same house.
Yeah.
Well,
1 for 10.
Well, 1 for 10 it is, man. So I don't know, man. It's just what it is, man. I was trying to wait for Ryan here for the Preakness here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and read about the Preakness Stakes here because D-Dubs he alluded to it earlier. This was on Saturdays from Yahoo Sports. May 17th on Saturday. The favorite journalism surges to a win after falling short in the Kentucky Derby. The Preakness Stakes. This is 2025 in Pimlico, Maryland. Winner journalism clinches victory at the 150th Preakness Stakes, rebounding from a second place finish in Kentucky in the Kentucky Derby 2 weeks prior. Despite being bumped near the quarter pole. Now, if you didn't see this was crazy. It was really some clanging and banging down there
in the middle of the pack. Yeah,
middle of the pack. The quarter pole by goal oriented journalism surpassed what's that? Gosner in the final stretch to secure the win. He completed the race in the 3/16 mile race in 1 minute 55 seconds and 37 tenths of a second. And the jockey Umberto Rispoli became the first Italian jockey to win a Triple Crown race. Michael McCarthy achieved his second Preakness victory, dedicating the win to Altadena amidst personal challenges from the California wildfires. So, and he was the final standards. It was journalism, Gosner, Sandman, and number 4, goal oriented. And the payouts was $4 for the win, $230 for place, $240 for show. So that's it, D-Dubs. I know you said you was watching it, and go ahead.
No, I just caught the glimpse of it, and they was jockeying for position, in the middle of the pack, and there's a lot of bumping between the horses. I was like, that looked kind of weird, but what am I? I don't know with the horse stuff. So and I just seen how he just took over and down to the finish line. He just he just had this turbo boost that came out of nowhere, man, and ended up winning this thing.
He got there to get bumped.
The shit, it was crazy, man. But very exciting.
Right, scared of other horses.
Exciting. If you're, I believe if you're a horse racing fan, you probably enjoyed that, and it was pretty good. And me being a casual on this side of it, it was pretty cool. So
pretty interesting here. Let me move on to hockey. Hockey, Dan's not with us tonight, but I'm going to do my best to try to see what teams got packed up. And you had 2 teams that got packed up over the weekend. Let me just start here. The Dallas Stars, they will be returning back to the Western Conference Finals in the NHL on Saturday when they got a victory in overtime over the Winnipeg Jets. They packed up the Winnipeg Jets and sent them packing. The Winnipeg Jets, they're the President's Trophy winner, and that curse continues to plague
Yes,
teams.
it does. That doesn't mean a doggone thing.
As the New York Rangers found out last year, hey, they was a President's Trophy winner, and they got sent home packing in the Eastern Conference Finals to the soon-to-be crowned world champions of the Stanley Cup, the Florida Panthers, man. So the game-winning goal, defenseman Thomas Harley scored a power play goal with 1:33 left in overtime. Dallas will face the Edmonton Oilers in a rematch of last year's, as I said, 2024 conference finals. Winnipeg's Mark Sheffley scored during a delay penalty. This is some of the highlights, making a fifth goal of the season. Dallas tied the game with Sam Steele's one-timer at 11:12 left. And then you had Jets defenseman Josh Morrissey exited the game with a lower body injury, and he did not return. Third period with 15 seconds left. Sheffley committed a triple penalty, and this was huge, right? Leading to a power play, and that went into overtime. And of course, Harley capitalized on the power play, scoring the game-winning goal, man. So Winnipeg got packed up, and Dallas is on to the conference finals. Shout out to the Dallas Stars for winning that game. So let me go to the other semifinals in the NHL. Toronto Maple Leafs fans, man, y'all are like Dallas Cowboys. I swear, boy. Every year is a good year.
It's my year.
It's my year.
Happy New Year.
It's my year. I know I'm not the hockey dude, and I know some Maple Leaf fans might get at me, and I'm fine with it. But I got my hockey dude. He got me backed up. He's taught me well, man. Y'all haven't won anything since 1967. Y'all haven't won.
New year, new me.
New year, new me, right? 1967. Plus, y'all haven't won a game 7 since that time.
Well, 7's not lucky. It's an unlucky number.
And what makes it worse, the Panthers put the beat down. The Florida Panthers this wasn't even close.
Shout out to the Florida Panthers, man. They got up on all. They got up. What they say? Got up in that ass.
and think about this series was 2-0.
Like a wedgie.
This was 2-0. The Toronto had home ice advantage. They was up 2-0 in the series. They went back to Florida, and it was 2-1, tied it up. Let me just read this here. The Florida Panthers defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 7, marking their third consecutive trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. The second period, Florida seized control with a commanding performance in second period, scoring multiple goals and effectively put the game out of reach. DA, what did he say?
Black and white, baby. That's just black and white. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. That's me.
Yeah, so Mike is good with that stuff. He said the other day I was looking like the Hulk a couple weeks ago when I was away traveling. We're gonna fix that though. Maple Leafs Game 7 struggles continue. Toronto's loss extends their streak to 7 consecutive Game 7 defeats, highlighting ongoing postseason challenges. Hey, my man, Sergei Bobrovsky, man, the stellar goaltender for the Panthers, delivered a standout performance, making crucial saves to make sure that his team moves on to the conference finals against the Carolina Hurricanes. Toronto's offensive shortcomings, despite a roster filled with talent, the Maple Leafs failed to generate sufficient offense, raising questions about the team's core and future direction. So I was listening to a couple podcasts, I think the Steve Dangle podcast, and he was saying that, they might have to break this thing up, man. It might be over, man. But Dan will give you more about this because he chose the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'm pretty sure he has enough for them on Thursday night. I'm just filling in for him because he cannot be here tonight. Despite a roster filled with talent, the Maple Leafs failed to generate sufficient offense, raising questions about the team's core and future direction. Hey, the Panthers, they showed absolute resilience after falling behind. Like I said, 2-0 in the series. Florida showcased resilience by winning 4 of their next 5 games to what, fellas? Pack
them up. Get out. Bye.
The Maple Leafs up and up out of here again. The Panthers will face the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals, setting the stage for a highly anticipated series again. So that's that's that when it comes to the National Hockey League. As I said, I am not the hockey aficionado. Dan is.
But shout outs to the Florida Panthers, man, for kudos to them. They the world champions for a reason, man. You know, they got
go hard, man.
Yeah, them boys are good. So shout outs to Florida Panthers, man.
Okay. I forgot one other baseball thing here. And this is from Yahoo Sports, and this is from the other day. Philadelphia closer Jose Alvarado suspended for 80 games.
Yep, that gets you.
After failing performance-enhancing drug tests. A bunch of Philadelphia Phillies closer Jose Alvarado has been suspended for 80 games by Major League Baseball after testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Alvarado tested positive for exogenous testosterone, a banned substance. I'm probably saying that wrong, so forgive me. Under MLB's Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program. Impact on the team, the suspension is a significant blow to the Phillies bullpen, as Alvarado has been a key contributor in high leverage situations. According to MLB's drug policy, a first positive test for performance enhancing substances results in an 80-game suspension. Ooh, get this, without pay. 80 games in the street.
Damn.
Shout out to all my transit people. Y'all know what that term means. 80 games in the street. 80 days in the street.
Well, you better go down to Brooklyn to the union and talk to somebody at the union about that mess.
Yeah, I can't afford 80 days in the street, dog, and no pay.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I got to pay. Yo, man, I got kids to feed, bro.
You go get you gonna have to go get your somebody got
DA has family members that's in transit in New York, and me and D-Dubs used to work for the MTA, New York City Transit, man, and that was the term give when you got suspended. Days in the street, man. My main man Alvarado got 80 days in the street, no pay.
Boy, throwing that ball 145 miles an hour, they knew something was going on with you, man. So yeah, they knew.
Alvarado, who's a Venezuelan-born pitcher, has been with the Phillies since 2021 and played for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Phillies organization has acknowledged the suspension and stated they will not comment further on.
Because they knew it. He's been there for 2021. They know he's taking something. He just got caught. Let's stop playing, everyone. Come on, man. Please.
Come on, son.
Yeah, man, killing me. Y'all knew what was going on. Hey, you in the bathroom? Yeah, I'm still in here. What are you doing? Wait. I'll be out in a meeting, okay? Why do you always wait? Well, now you're on the door and I'm in here, okay? You got to take your test. Well, I take a test when I get ready, man. Right now,
That's really good.
My pee is not ready right now. My pee will be ready later, not now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Me, man.
Gotta heat it
What
up.
What else, Father? Huh? Okay, Poppy. Relax.
Shout out to all those that's first time listeners or that are looking on us streaming tonight, man. This is how we get down, man. We have fun, man, with things, man. So, please don't take yourself serious and don't take us serious, man. We're serious when it comes to this
Especially
stuff, man.
Not me, but yeah, don't take
yeah,
that was SD on the check-in.
SD on the check-in, man. Yeah. Let me move to golf in Charlotte, North Carolina. You had in Quail Hollow, man. You had the PGA Championship. Scotty Scheffler, man. Hey, shout out to him. Around this time last year, he was getting locked up. Not packed up.
Locked up.
He was locked
up. He's in with Akon. Locked up. Dude with get the car at the bus stop. Golly, geez, Scotty. Last year.
The walls are gray. The food is trash. That's my best. He's locked up.
Yeah.
But can do it. He's I believe he's the number one golfer in the world.
Yeah.
Scheffler's
number one.
Scheffler's third major victory. Scotty Scheffler secured his third major championship by winning the 2025 PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. He finished 5 strokes ahead of the field. He was dominant pretty much throughout. Despite the final margin, the victory was hard fought. Scheffler found himself with him and John Rahm at the turn. Those that don't know, at the turn, that means at the ninth hole. Sunday, but Rahm faltered on a challenging green mile going bogey double. He committed a double bogey and finished tied for 8th. Consistent, excellent among top players. Scheffler's win continues a trend of top-ranked players capturing major titles. The last 6 majors have been won by stars like Scheffler, the 2024 Masters, 2025 PGA Championship, which is this year, of course. And then you had Xander Schauffele, the 2024. No, that's wrong sports, sir. And then you have D's main man, Bryson DeChambeau, the 2024 U.S. Open. And then you had, of course, Rory McIlroy, who won the 2025 Masters just back here in this last April, man. And these recent majors have featured intense competition among top players, with champions having to outperform their elite peers over the weekend to secure the victory. And this is from CBS Sports, from Kyle Porter. All the links will be in the description, man. But shout out to, all seriousness, shout out to Scotty Scheffler. He's the number 1 guy in golf. And he led pretty much all the way, like the article said, and around the turn. And when Rahm had that double bogey, that was it. It was lights out, and he pretty much just finished it up. And did his thing, man. Hey, just a little shameless plug, not a shameless plug. Yo, if you love golf and you love talking about golf, man, holla at us, the Sports Chasers, info@sportschaserspodcast.net, man. Looking for a golf contributor, man. I play golf, I love golf, whatever, man, but I love somebody who like really down with it, man. So I am just sending that out there to all of those. info@sportschaserspodcast.net. I'll put the email up here or wherever you can DM us, or somebody will look at it and we'll get at you, man. We want some golf and enthusiasts, man. So shout out to you guys, and shout out to Scotty Scheffler for
And listen,
go ahead.
Kevin, serious. We really do need a golf guy. I ran the last one off. Sorry, and we're looking for a Skelly's guy. For Skelly's, the ESPN 24 going to have the World Skelly's Championship. We just got to find a block somewhere in Brooklyn or Harlem where we can play Skelly's. All right, thank you.
Thank you, DA, for that PSA. I appreciate your I forgot.
Just trying to broaden the show, man. Trying to broaden the show.
Yeah.
Trying to
like I said, we got a hockey guy, we got an NBA guy, we got a WNBA. In fact, we got 2 WNBA guys, Dan and Ryan. Man, they did a fantastic job. I tagged along with them doing the WNBA preview. I'm no near as knowledgeable as those guys. I just kind of just ride the ship. Those guys did an excellent job, man. If y'all didn't check out the preview, check out the preview that we did last Tuesday. It went live last Thursday. It's out there for your consumption. Great content. They're talking about the WNBA. And as such, let me go to the WNBA. Let me just talk about this first. The WNBA had a great starting weekend. The Liberty, they beat the Aces. They got a chance to get their championship rings, and they beat down the Aces. What's the name? Collier from Minnesota. What's her first name? D-Dub? Nafisa Collier. Excuse me. Yes, that's a bad lady, man, on the basketball court. I'm with Ryan. I think she's the number 1 player in the league, according to what I've been seeing the last couple of years. I haven't been tapped into the WNBA, but since Ryan's come on, I've tapped back into it. And I'm geeked. I like what she sees. She has totally just been going off like the biz the last 2 games.
Wow.
So we applaud that. Kelsey Plum, she did her thing Friday night, that game against the new team, the Golden State Valkyries, man, where I believe she scored 39 points. And shout out to the Valkyries. They had a sold-out arena, 17,000 plus.
There you go.
For them, they're the new team, and they got some good pieces on there. They're going to struggle for a little bit, So good weekend for the WNBA. What's some other stories with the WNBA that I hear? So I'm getting to my other point. So you had the game on yesterday. You had the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever, right? The whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese thing, right? So let's talk about the game itself. Let's just talk about the game itself, how pretty much Indiana is 1,000% better than Chicago.
Yes,
so
they were supposed to be, right?
what did DA say about rivalries?
It has to be a real rivalry. It's not a rivalry. That's not a rivalry.
So Indiana has beat Chicago since those two ladies both, and look at right on time. He's gonna be so proud of me.
I think they're just playing that mess up because that's not really a rivalry. So
no, I totally.
Just so you know, you said Nafisa Collier was going off like the Biz Marquee. Can I get applause for that?
Oh yeah,
please. Thank you. The Biz Marquee is going off. The Biz Marquee is going off. The Biz. Yeah.
Ryan, what's up, man?
Okay.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Ryan, the first part.
Ryan, you'll be really proud of us, man. I was just giving the NBA, the WNBA some love, and I talked about all the great stuff on the court, not the stuff that they're talking about. And I stopped right at Nafisa Collier, and then I talked about the game with the Sky and Caitlin Clark. Excuse me.
That's nothing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know how people are trying to make it and stuff. But my thing was, let's appreciate what's on the court and what. So I talked about the game between the Sparks and Golden State, how Kelsey Plum, she went off. And you know the Vikings, they
Plum Dog went off, yeah.
They sold the arena, man. Go ahead. D-Dubs had a Ryan before I get to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. It's that the game is absolutely nothing. But here's the thing, man. You got these people that try to make it into something. I mean, you actually got an investigation over a foul call, a foul that was supposed to be a foul.
No, that's not what the investigation is about.
What's the investigation about?
The investigation about was the somebody in the crowd was saying something inappropriate.
Allegedly,
to
we don't know who said anything.
Throw their hands out.
No, it was something inappropriate. This is gonna come out, hasn't come out yet, but they're doing an investigation on that. It's not an investigation on the foul.
Okay,
everybody's
check it out. The people are just making this foul thing because it came about because the foul. Even the people that was calling the game, I forget who it was.
It was Ruko and Rebecca Lowe.
But this was a foul. It was just a regular foul. It was nothing malicious, nothing about this foul, and this thing blew up out of nowhere. And it's this is ridiculous.
I get it. But what the referees are trying to do, right, is just nip it in the bud and just so nothing doesn't escalate. Because what happened was, if you look at if you look at the play, Angel Reese shoves Boston in the back to get the rebound. Right. Shoves her in the back, right?
In the back.
So that should have been a foul.
Right.
And then she got the ball and then was getting ready to lay it up. And Kevin Clark made a hard foul. Good. That's a good basketball foul.
That's a good foul.
Right. But what happened was because Angel Reese didn't see it, she only felt it, and so she didn't know all she saw was she didn't actually see Kevin Clark do it. She just felt that it was a hard foul, and she felt it. She just got up and overreacted to it. And so the overreaction that's just the referees just trying to get control of the game so nothing else escalates. But they both came out and said it was just a basketball play. We move on. So and we should move on too. And but you're gonna have people on social media who's gonna make it about something else. Who's gonna make it about about black and white. They're gonna make it about the rivalry, and the rivalry is not between the teams. The rivalry is between Angel and Caitlin. That's the rivalry.
But I don't see a rivalry there between them.
No,
I don't.
Guys, listen. It's not a rivalry between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago.
I understand
Sky.
that. We
That's
got
not a rivalry.
that.
The rivalry is between Caitlin and it's between Angel from college.
Well, that's not even a rivalry.
But
what do you think it's not a rivalry? Why is that a rivalry?
They don't
hold
play
on,
the same position.
Go ahead.
Huh?
They don't go at each other. They don't play the same position.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, but
Yeah, it does.
no, it doesn't. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter because
Patrick Ewing didn't have a rivalry with Michael Jordan, but Bird had.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
No,
of course he did. Yes, he did. Yes, they did. They were rivals. You don't got to be in the same position to have a rivalry, in my opinion.
The Knicks were rivals with Michael Jordan.
No, that was. I mean, I can say that was no rivalry. They never won.
Yeah, well, that's what New York is saying now. At the end of the day, yes, that was never a rivalry.
Right.
But
yeah,
it was Michael. It was Bird and Larry because they were the same size, and on the court, because Magic wasn't. He would go at Bird because they would put Bird on him because they didn't want to put Bird on anyone smaller and faster to go past him. But it made it look more like a rivalry as opposed to this. I say it this way, man. I don't think right now they are the same degree of player as far as
one's a different style, no doubt.
Yeah, so I'm not because what I'm saying is, listen, this is what I'm trying to say to you, and what I'm saying in is, once Angel Reese gets her legs underneath her, right, and she gets to where she needs to be, then she'll be a rival for a lot of other fours in the league, right? Now she can hold it down for today, and she can do what she wants to do. But as of next year, I think Caitlin will have different rivals because there's a lot of guards coming in.
Right. You're absolutely right by position. If you're gonna go by position, you're right.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is the rivalry of competition, right? Within what happened in college. Remember, they were both all Americans. They met in the finals. Angel won the championship and beat her, and then the next year they played again. And then Caitlin beat LSU and beat Angel, and then the whole blow up with the taunting by both players, and that's where it stemmed from, and that's why we have this big spike in women's basketball was because of them. That's the rivalry. It's not much. Okay, their games are not rivalry. Their personalities are the rivalry.
Yeah, and I guess to some, yeah. And
so you're right. So yeah, but that's what it is. It's not that I can have it. That's what it is.
Like they don't have like a personal beef. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. It's respect there. They both respect each other. They both came out and said, "Hey, we respect each other, but we're gonna give it our. We're gonna compete. We're gonna battle, right? So And the only reason why people are making a big deal about the foul is because the two people who was a part of it. It was Caitlin and Angel.
I understand everybody else's.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
But like Magic Johnson really didn't like Larry Bird in the beginning.
Right.
Like it was real. Like I don't like this dude, man. I'm saying so that.
No, I get you.
Until they got Like Michael Jordan probably tell you now, he still don't like the New York Knicks. Now Patrick was his man since '84.
Yeah, they were good friends.
Yeah, but as far as the team is concerned, he's the type of animal that was, him and Oakley were tight, and Patrick was tight. Barkley was tight, but he didn't care for their teams at all. And he was spit on, and So what I'm saying is, you're right. I just think that we need to pull it back.
Long story short.
Yeah, you're right. We need to pull this back because what the WNBA is trying to do, and it's not a bad thing because I think they're stoking these fires. I know
they don't want to pull it back. They like it. This is what's bringing highs to the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're stoking these fires,
right?
Until there's some more talent in the league and there's some more players, and maybe they can develop some more organic rivalries between, because that's when it really gets good, is when there are cities that back up their team rivalries against another team.
Good point.
That's when things become like real. So in New York and Chicago, like, dog, we had beef. Like there was no wearing no Bulls jackets in New York City, man.
Or Indiana Pacers jerseys. You guys saw them fans into that Indiana Pacer guy?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Bunch of hooligans.
We was doing that when Reggie was playing. We get you like that when Reggie was playing, man.
And Reggie said he still don't like us because he's gonna be on the game this week.
It's real. So I know what the WNBA is doing, and all I do with my prayers is that they don't take it too far.
Right.
No. What happens is it's the occasional fan that's taking it too far. That's what's being investigated.
Right.
It was some derogatory stuff said to Angel Reese, and they're investigating. Yeah.
D, you know how it is. It's like rap beef, man. Crews, man. It's never the artist. It's the crews.
Yeah.
The crew. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
It is.
Yeah, I just don't want nobody to get hurt by the crews.
Yeah, it's the guy. It's the 19th guy in the crew in the rap that has nothing to do with it. He's not on stage or nothing like that. He's just a roadie. He's just a groupie, and he just comes along for the ride. Ryan, you're absolutely right. And Ryan, that's why I started off, and I'm so glad it just came together like that. I started off with all the good that happened this weekend, and there was a lot of good. And I pointed out all the highlights that I pointed out. Like I said, the Liberty, they receiving their championship ring and then beating the Aces. Fisher Collier, man, going off, like I said.
Going off, yeah. 2
games. Kelsey Plum, she's in LA now doing her thing. What she had 39 points on the other night? Was it 39?
Yeah, so 36 maybe? 30.
Something like that. And shout out to the Valkyries for Golden State. They selling out that building or getting a near seller. I don't know what it is, man. 17,000 people.
Yeah, sold out.
And good for them. Good for them. Good for the league. What else do you have for the WNBA weekend before we move?
WNBA. Shout out to one of the worst teams in the league for going 2-0 to start the season. Washington, the Mystics. They're they jumped out 2-0 without and having like players not play. So some of their quality players. So that, after the first couple of games, I'm looking at that. Washington 2-0. Just good basketball, man. Just the competition. Well, we all know the competition is going to be there, right? And there's nothing wrong with the auxiliary, beef or whatever. Even if it's self-generated,
made up.
Made up. People do that all the time. Like Shaq did it with David Robinson, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, he didn't sign my autograph when I was a kid, and it was a fabricated story. Like the push, the push on Caitlin on Angel. Man, that's just a good basketball foul. And like I said, Angel couldn't see it. She just know she got pushed down, so she couldn't see exactly. Maybe she thought she got pushed in the back, like how she pushed Boston in the back. Yeah. So and then Caitlin, to her defense, was kind of protecting her player. You know what I'm saying? So I loved it, man. I loved it, and you can tell, man. Like Indiana's really, look like they're really close. They look like everybody knows their role just after like one game. So
especially after last year, right? Because last year it wasn't looking like that. The first couple of games when Caitlin started, it wasn't looking like that where they were protecting each other, and they was not protecting each other and looking out. And this time around, it looks very different. Look like they're a team, and they're protecting and looking out for one another. Go ahead.
Right. And remember, they were one of the worst teams in the league. That's why they got Caitlin. Right. You know what I mean? So coming out to shoot and and the tough schedule to start off. So now with all those the young talent that they have, because remember they've had the last 2 rookie of the year players in Aaliyah Boston and with Caitlin Clark. They had the back-to-back. They had the back-to-back number 1 picks. So they're going to make that that jump, and now them getting all these veteran players that we talked about in the preview. It bodes well for them to make a deep run. And now you're gonna see that Caitlyn doesn't have to be superwoman for them to to win games. There's gonna be games where Caitlyn don't even have to score that much. She can just dime out and pass the ball and because she has great vision. I think that's probably one of her biggest strengths. Of course, she can shoot the logo three, but her vision and her pace is just exceptional. Yeah. Nothing much. But I just want to piggyback and say that the investigation, it was just about the fan reaction. Yeah,
Okay.
so, I heard it was pretty bad, to be honest with you. Like some,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, some real and I think even Caitlyn came out and made a statement. All the players are talking about, hey, root for your team, boo us. You know what I'm saying? Say our game is whack or whatever, or we're not playing great. But when you start saying some of the stuff about women and call them out their name, it kind of festers a fan base that can get really ugly. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
So I'll talk about that from a safety and security perspective. Me and D-Dubs can talk about that, man. And,
perfect, absolutely, man.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say, Kev, those people, you got to get them out of there.
You got to remove them immediately.
Yeah.
And it absolutely says on the back of the ticket, the team or the organization has every right to remove them because of said blah blah blah. So those people, the show pros in there with the yellow, say that you got it, and then they come get either me or D-Dubs. Oh, you're going. You're going because you violate policy or whatever the case may be. And also, we're talking about bad behavior. All you jerk-offs in Toronto that started throwing stuff on the ice because you're sorry Maple Leafs started losing. You're a bunch of losers too. And
that was crazy.
Hopefully they locked up every individual that did that stuff too. You people that go like Caitlin Clark said, go boo and whatever, man. But man, just don't be a jerk off, man. Just man, watch the game. It's okay, man. You got to throw in stuff. That is so dangerous. You're throwing stuff on the ice while these guys are skating at these crazy speeds. You're
that's a good point.
You cats that never played.
Well,
play that, man. Because if you played, you don't do that. You got to have respect for the game. At minimum, you ain't got to respect me. Respect the game.
Right.
Right.
That's what we doing out here.
Absolutely.
But if you could do it, you'd be doing it.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. Also, and also respect your fellow fan that's sitting beside you, because you're gonna give them a bad name. So man.
But people think they just to do stuff. But I admonish you to read the back of that ticket. Well, it's electronic now, but read it. Read the terms and conditions of it, because I absolutely have had to escort people out. And read the back of the ticket.
Yeah.
This is why the show pros, the people in the yellow shirt, said that you got to go. Okay. And if you don't go, you're going to go somewhere else.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a holding place for you. We got room for you.
A penalty box, right?
Yeah, we got room for you.
Right, let's move to the NBA. My Knicks, Celtics on Friday. Let's talk about this series, man. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, we everybody should have saw that coming. I heard people saying after after game 4, when Tatum had the Achilles injury, and in game 5, they went back to Boston and basically romped the Knicks, beat the Knicks, blew them out, and everybody saying, "Oh, they're better without Tatum." I'm like, give me a break. I can't stand when people do that. I'm like, after one game, the ball movement. Yeah, the ball. Yeah, the ball movement. Look at all the. There's not that much ISO. The reason why he ISO is because he's great. That's why he ISOs. Basketball is a game where teams can make adjustments and shut off what your offense is doing. And sometimes you need a stud and a superstar that's just gonna get you a basket no matter what they're throwing at you. And that's what Jason Tatum is, and that's what he does. And you can get away with that in one game. Like, it would have been better if it was, I don't want to say better because nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. But if you would have got hurt in game 6 and then you had the one game to win, yeah. But when you have to go and win 3 games without your best player, or one of your top two players, you're not going to beat a team. Well, I mean, we saw that in with the Minnesota Golden State series. Steph goes out, yeah, you get that first game after he got hurt in game one, and then you see what happens afterwards. So so people, if you're watching, stop saying Boston was a better team when Tatum got hurt, because they had the one game where Cornette turned into Bill Walton for a half. You know what I'm saying? And caught the Knicks off guard, and then the Knicks the Knicks just waved the white flag at some point, because now you don't want to get an injury in a game that you're getting blown out. So hey,
Correct.
we got game six. We got game six on our home court. Let's go and handle business and credit the Knicks. That's what they did. And I always say, man, these NBA playoffs, the champion, they're all decided by, of course, great players, but they're all decided by injury. It's the marathon of the season. It's the marathon of the playoffs. Every year, the champion is helped out by another team being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. So it's whoever's healthy and standing last. Now I will say this: these four teams, they're all healthy, all of them. You're all healthy, and hopefully it stays that way. And I'm really intrigued, and I love it, man. I love the fact that the parity's there. It's fresh blood. You know what I'm saying? New teams in there.
New teams. Yeah.
I think out of the four teams, the Knicks are the only team that's won a championship. So one of these three teams might get their first championship in their franchise's history, and it's good for the league, and that's what they wanted when they had the new agreement with the new apron rule, where you can't stack your team with three great guys, and if you do, you can do it for 1 year or 2 years. But you can't do it for 3 years, because you're gonna have to pay a boatload.
Hefty, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, but hey, to Boston's credit, to Boston's credit, they won a championship. They brought the team back, and hey, they fell short. Right. One, because they couldn't hold the lead, and then two, because of the injury. But the Knicks should not apologize for that, because that's how Indiana beat the Knicks last year. All the Knicks were hurt.
Well, look, the Knicks beat Boston 2 games with Tatum, so we didn't apologize.
Right.
For nothing.
Exactly. Right. And not to mention, you were beating him in game 4 when he was hurt. Before he got hurt, you guys were up 10. So you guys were already going to win the game. So. Yep. So you were going up 3-1 with Tatum there. You know what I'm saying? You were up 3-1. So yeah, that's a part of it, man.
Defense, man. That's it. I will drop the mic, but I paid a lot of money for it. But I would drop this damn mic.
No, don't drop it, please.
I've been saying all year. Defense, man. And if you can play it now, you can play it to 82. Because when I was a kid, I'm finding out players I used to watch smoke cigarettes and play defense. So, dude's gonna have to start missing me with that, man, for real.
Yeah, that's why I give out of the final four here, I give the edge to OKC, because their defense been number one the whole year. Boy, they play D, man. They D up, man.
Okay, they put that belt to Ash last night. I tell you that.
They did yesterday, boy.
And not to mention, they were down 14.
Yes,
at one point in the game, they were down.
That was before. Yeah, that was when they started that turnover faucet, and then they turned it up, and they get the ball across half court at a point in time. So
right, and
it was easy. If you listen to the strategic part of it, it was easy because you knew what was coming, and until I looked at the game itself, I didn't see Denver being so easy to read. Like, so it's going to go to the wing. You double the wing with long wings. They're going to always pass it back to the middle to Jokic. So that's where he's going to be. And every time they threw it there, somebody from OKC stole the ball and dunked it. Even so, it happened 16 times during the game.
That was a great adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
They just threw a wrinkle in the game. Hey, if it works, cool. If it doesn't work, then we just stop doing it. But you have to try things. Even during the game, you got to try some things. You know what I'm saying? And not to harp back on the Rockets and Golden State. That's where I think Ime messed up in Game 7. You were giving them the same look every time, trapping Steph, and then the Buddy Hield goes off. He got comfortable. Nah, throw a wrinkle in there. Make them think about some stuff. And also too, Denver, they came in banged up.
Aaron Gordon.
Porter, Aaron Gordon had the hamstring. He wasn't 100%. He looked, like he was on one leg. Yeah.
Right, but Michael Porter shot all life out of that team. He was 1 for like 8,000 or something.
Yeah, he had a shoulder injury, man. The thing is with Porter, his number one talent is shooting the ball, and when you have a shoulder injury, that's the one thing he would have rather had a leg injury and can play, and you know what I'm saying, and not affect his shooting.
If he had what Gordon had, series would have been.
He'd have been better off. Yeah, he'd have been better off. But his strength is shooting the ball, and he had no range of motion. They said he shouldn't even be playing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But he sucked it up, and good for him. So he at least
What I do hope though, for real, is that the Denver marketing folks or whatever they do in Denver, they let folks know little dude was hurt, right? So that people just ain't out there calling him Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying?
He was banged up, man.
That's you saying nah, but the rest of the country's calling him Ben Simmons this morning. So
no, come on, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Nah, you can tell he was just hurt.
Yeah,
you can tell he was just hurt because when they won the championship, he was shooting lights out. So,
but no one said that last night. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching the game.
Yeah, prisoner of the moment, people. Yeah.
No, the guys that are doing the game.
Yeah.
They're not representing, because one of those dudes is always an ex-NBA player, and they're not representing that fact. And I'm like, damn, that's not cool.
Right. Context, man. Yeah.
Let me before we end, did y'all hear what Aaron Gordon said after the game concerning how the games are scheduled? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, I heard he didn't, he didn't like he thinks there should be more in the playoffs, just more days in between the travel and the rest.
Stop.
Yeah.
Let me just read. Hold on, DA. He says this. He says, I think everybody could benefit, Gordon told reporters post game on Sunday before mentioning other derailing injuries to the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, then Dame Lillard. He says there are guys all around the league suffering fatigue-based injuries because the games are just so closely stacked together. He says it would be nice for 1 to 2 rest days throughout the postseason just so we can come back fresh and compete. And then he says because of a lot of times it seems that and we just said this, that the most healthy team is not even the best team. It's the team that's it's the team that's mostly healthy.
Of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the team that's
like that.
Healthy. When I tried to talk to Michael Porter Jr., he said about it. So
I don't I'm gonna say mine first, now I'll be done. Yeah, that helps the NBA because the NBA gets to go another week because you got these rest days, right? If everybody's getting the same amount of rest days, it is what it is. Jason Tatum would not come back for a rest day. He was
correct.
Dame Lillard out. Maybe Porter shouldn't have played out, right? For the rest day.
Yeah.
And your hamstring, if you would have got an extra day of treatment, electrolysis, hyperbolic chamber, good weed, whatever you're doing, it wouldn't have helped you, dog.
No, that a hamstring, yeah.
So I'm not really sure what they're talking about now.
Yeah.
Let me go back real quick, Ryan. And
Yeah.
I know we got to get out of here, but we talked about this with baseball, and we talked about the fields and the shape of the baseball field, and everybody has a different the porch on right field, left field, depending where you're at, right? And we said, listen, that's part of the science of coaching and managing is bringing in the right players for your system, for that field, and for this, for that. What Oklahoma City did was play more players, so they have more dudes healthy. What Minnesota does is play more players, so they got more dudes healthy at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Knicks don't do that, so we're just lucky, right? We got the lucky
Indiana plays a lot of players too.
Play a lot of players, and so you can get to the end more healthy, right? And that's just kind of what it is, man. Like there's no secret sauce that one team has that another team does not have, right? Because I always have my story, Nassau Airport, Dr. J, got my autograph, getting on a regular flight, man, on a commercial flight with other people during the playoffs. So 1976. So there you go.
Yeah.
So you can't give me that when you have more private planes and everything else. You can't, man. These players can't do that. Like there has to be a sword that I'm gonna die on, and I think I'm gonna take that one.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I understand your point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ryan, anything else about the NBA before we get out of here tonight? Great show tonight, fellas. By the way.
Yeah, man. Like I'm intrigued with both these conference finals. I'm intrigued because Minnesota plays defense, and OKC plays defense. So I'm intrigued by the chess match that's gonna be defensively with that team, and all four teams have closers, right? Who are Minnesota has Anthony Edwards. OKC has Shea Alexander MVP. Obviously, the Knicks have Brunson, who won Clutch Player of the Year, and then Indiana has Halliburton, who actually has the highest percentage of as far as in the clutch. He's crazy stat. He's 11 for 12.
You left out Big Cat.
Not as far as clutch, but they all come from the guard spot, right? So I'm very, very intrigued. I'm very intrigued with the with Knicks and Pacers, because whose style is going to is going to impose their will on each other. Is it the fast-paced Pacers playing a bunch of players, or is it the slow-paced Knicks who scores in opportune times? Yeah, right.
Up to the ref.
Yeah, it absolutely. So are they gonna let the Knicks be physical and to slow Indiana down? And they're intriguing to me, man, because Cat and Miles Turner, they kind of play similar games, right? They can both hit the three. You know what I'm saying? They both post up a little bit, but not really. They kind of want to pick and pop type. You have McBride coming off the bench, like the first guard off the bench, and then you have McConnell coming off the bench. So they're gonna be playing against each other. All the teams have wings, so I'm really intrigued.
A lot more athletic than Cat. Turner's a lot more athletic than Cat. But
yeah, and blocks more shots.
Yeah. I think the thing is that Rick Carlisle, from his history, he's probably been lobbying the refs since before the Knicks won the series. Because he used to do that in Dallas. They fouled too hard. They do that. So it works. Pat.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson used to do it, man. It works. So
Yeah.
And I think he's the most tenured coach in the playoffs. So
right. Yeah. Absolutely. And too, like we hit on it. The Pacers play a lot of players. They go like 10 deep, man. in the playoffs. Like, and so, you know, is that eventually going to wear the Knicks down with that pace? So we'll see it, man. We'll see. Knicks got home court, so it's man. I think both series are going 7, man. I really believe it, man. I think they're all equally matched. You know, and they all have, like I said, those guards that can all close the game. So I'm intrigued, man. And shout out to Julius Randle. He's been balling, man. Julius Randle's been unbelievable in the playoffs. Big time, man. So yeah, man. And we'll see, man. The two defenses with Minnesota and OKC, that's gonna be a matchup right there. So we'll see. But I think both are going 7. I haven't picked them yet, but tomorrow the Western Conference starts tomorrow, and Eastern Conference starts on Wednesday. And everybody's like saying, why the Knicks played on Friday and they get Wednesday, but Minnesota and Denver played on Saturday and they play on Tuesday, because it's the Western Conference, Eastern Conference is already it was already set. So yeah. So even if it went to so say Boston would have won, right? Boston and forced a game 7. Game 1 still would have been Wednesday, so it didn't matter. So yeah. So interesting, man. But like I said, man, I think it's exciting, man. We got fresh teams now. Obviously, and it's funny, right? When you think about it, Minnesota was in the Western Conference Championship last year, and Indiana was in the Eastern Conference Championship last year. So yeah, man. So it's gonna be fun, and I mean, I'm kind of nervous for what's gonna happen in New York if you guys not even win a championship, get to the championship. You guys just got to the Eastern Conference Championship, man, and it was like
you seen on
a war zone.
Yeah. It looked like the New Year's Eve, dog. I mean, it was ridiculous
just to get to the Eastern.
So man, that just shows you the passion and how starved the New York City fans for Nick, just because pretty much all of us have seen every team win a championship other than the Jets and the Knicks, and the older ones the Jets and the Knicks, and the older ones probably have passed on. I don't think there's too many that's left around that has seen the Jets. I don't know nobody who said, yeah, I seen the Jets win.
I don't know a Jet fan that's age that's but
and
go ahead.
Yeah, and what have I always said since day one? I started working with you guys. I said, there's no more loyal fan base than the New York Knicks, bro. Y'all stick with them through thick and thin, man. I mean, you guys will get on them, but I
might have to say they're gonna get swept again just so they can win the series, man. I think I'm gonna go with the Knicks getting swept. I'm like you with your Houston team, dog.
I don't blame you, bro. Like, I'm superstitious like that, man. Yeah. Again, dog, I knew, man, in that damn national championship game when they showed Carl freaking Lewis, man. I knew it. Right. I knew Houston was gonna lose, man. Right, so,
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, man. But no,
I can't wait, bro. It's gonna be a good series, though. All around, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. It's good for the NBA, man, because now, man, teams got hope, man. It's not just the regular 5 teams. And get this, like, I want to say in the last 29 years, listen to this stat, the last 29 years, I believe 27 or 29 years, in the Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals, in the last 29, there won't be a team from Texas or California.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
In the conference finals. For the last 29 years, there's always been a team from either Texas or California in the Western Conference Finals. That's crazy. So it's either the Lakers, Golden State, you know what I'm saying? Dallas, Houston, you know what I'm saying? San Antonio. It was always one of those Texas or California teams. So it's good for the game, man.
Funny thing is, and we've always said this for years, pack these old dudes up, man. It's time for the young studs to come up out here.
That's another thing.
Show what they're doing, man. You know, and for me, it's just like I said with the WNBA. Now the NBA marketing nerds are going to have to work on, you know, putting something behind Ant-Man, behind SGA, you know, behind the other new guys coming through, man. And Halliburton, like you're never going to. You haven't seen I've known Tyrese Halliburton was nice since he got in the league. I've known that from day one. I knew he's nice.
Iowa State.
Yeah. He was killing the Knicks. So the reality is the fact that there are no national commercials on with him shows that the marketing folks were behind. They're behind the curve on what these new kids are doing because they were, you know, too locked in on LeBron and Curry and Draymond. Pack those dudes up.
But rightfully so, though. They had to squeeze as much out of it as they can. I understand it, man. I understand it. But
With the
I understand it. And what's kind of cool too, right? We mentioned Halliburton from Iowa State and Caitlin Clark from Iowa. They have a relationship, and they both get drafted by Indiana. And now, and so they, and so they're, you know, so now their relationship has just blossomed, you know, supporting each other in the WNBA and NBA. So that's pretty cool, man. So, yeah.
Yes, sir, Mike. Let the LeBron tour begin now. Yes, sir.
That's all you got, Ryan. I hate that. Made me lose my train of thought, man. Listen, we're gonna get out of here. Great show.
Kevin's gonna do his.
No, I'm not even messing with it. I'm just happy. I will say this. It's been a great playoffs. It really has. It's been a great playoffs. The WNBA is off to a really good start this weekend.
Yes.
Actually got Seattle and Dallas on the big screen. I'm watching.
Yeah, NBA TV. Yeah.
All I want is what? I just want competition, good competition, good games, and you'll shut me up.
That's all I said.
And I led off with before you came on, Ryan. I led off with all the great things that happened this weekend with the WNBA.
That's awesome.
So listen, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you Thursday, man. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, the host and moderator for Dow D. Dels Warren, for the DA, for Ryan D'Souza, for those in their absence, for Dan the Hockey Dude, for the Angry One. He's in the comments. Shout out to the Angry One. And for Mike Mills, man, this is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. Be blessed, man. And, we'll catch you on the flip side on Thursday, 7:30 p.m., man. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
See?
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.